Good morning once again. In case you forgot my name, it's Ward Snyder, one of your tennis and pickleball professionals here at QEK. This segment, we're going to talk a little bit more about the serve. The last one was pretty much regarding the toss. Now we're going to talk about the serve. I liken the serve to a pitcher in baseball, and I'll talk about that analogy in a moment. But for starters on your serve, very, very important, I believe in a pre-shot routine. Similar to golfers who have the same routine over and over again before they hit a ball, you should develop your own routine. Back up a moment, I forgot about cleaning with the hands. So here I am. I got to make sure we sanitize every time we do this. Okay, back to the pre-shot routine. You might see Novak Djokovic. He bounces the ball 15, 20 times. Federer does it, bounces a quick 3-4 times, and he goes right into here. Serena, same thing. You do the same routine over and over again, and that will beget more consistency. Very, very important. So again, when you're ready to serve, your routine, you bounce the ball a few times. Your new position, your racket's lower. It doesn't weigh much. Look at your opponent. Where's your opponent standing? Are they favoring the forehand or the backhand? If you've hit a slice serve into the corner, they're probably going to be sitting on a wide serve. So now you go down the tee. You've got to make that decision before you hit the ball. And if you will do that, your mind is clearer. I don't want you to get up in the motion and all of a sudden decide, oh, I'm going to go here or there. No. Ahead of time. Look at your opponent. Take a deep breath. Relax. No tension. Then go into your motion. Decide what kind of a serve you want to hit. Again, depending on your opponent. Am I going to go wide into their forehand? How about if they have a weaker backhand? Remember, we're most of the time playing doubles. So the ideal serve in doubles is down the tee. Someone says, well, suppose I'm serving down the tee and I got a lefty in the deuce court. That means I'm serving into their forehand. If you hit a good enough serve into that tee spot, your partner has a chance to cross because the angle of their return is such that it's a lot easier to cross if it's down the middle than if it's wide. But we're not going to get into poaching right now. I'm just trying to get into the importance of hitting a good serve and being more accurate with it. And once again, watch that last video because the proper toss will improve your accuracy. Now, many of you hit the same serve all the time. Always hit first serve big. Have you heard of the word change-up? Most of you baseball players know what a change-up is. So think about it. When you're used to, as a returner, you get used to the same serve over and over again. You groove on it. No different than a baseball player who's sitting on a fastball. If he knows it's a fastball, I don't care if it's 100 miles an hour, you can time it. So every now and then get up there and vary your delivery. Maybe hit a second serve first. Every now and then, maybe hit a first serve on your second serve. If somebody's leaning in on your second serve, maybe be a little more aggressive on the second serve, and that'll keep them on their toes. Okay, here's a few very important points on the serve. I don't think anyone here is the same height as John Isner. If you recall, John Isner is about 7 feet tall, and when he reaches his arm up and then the racket on top of that, he's probably 11 feet up in the air. John Isner is the outlier when it comes to what I'm going to tell you. A good friend of mine who I play doubles with at Clemson, Pike Rowley, was with Mark Cox, who was a British Davis Cupper who had an amazing serve. That was in the old days of a lot of grass courts. Mark Cox told Pike this, and I'm going to tell you all this because it's very important. Envision right in front of you, there's a fence all the way up here that would go up above your racket. When you throw the ball up, your first motion from here should be to hit up above that fence, that clears the net. Then your follow through brings it into the box. And following through is very important. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So from now on, I want you to think about that. Giving the proper toss, a foot out front at 1 o'clock. You're going to hit up to clear the net. And with proper tension and wrist action, you're going to follow through and bring it into the court. Okay? Very, very important. How about power? Oftentimes we try to get power and we get tense. That doesn't give you more power. Relax. Remember the grip pressure. Listen to the whoosh. Most of you hit your serve and you hit at it and stop. I don't know if you can hear the whoosh, but this is most of you do this and stop. How about this? I think you can see this is faster than this. I don't want you to hit your left knee with your finish, but I want you to go close to it, okay? So we're going to hit up to clear the net. We're going to follow through to bring it in. Very important. Whether you bring your right foot into the court, whether you jump up and it stays there, I don't care. But I want to see your weight going into the shot. I don't want to see a lot of Michael Jackson feet going this way. Some of you who I've worked with know what I'm talking about. I call it those ugly ass footprints. I want the footprints more toward your target. Just like a baseball pitcher. He winds up, he releases it at 1 o'clock, unless he's a lefty where he does it at 11. He releases it and he falls off the mound toward his batter. He does not throw and fall this way. Okay? Very, very important. Lastly, assuming you're playing doubles, and most of you are playing doubles, very important to get on the same page communicating with your partner. If you'll go up and talk to your partner or signal before the serve, you become more of the same team. The Bryant brothers, they're constantly touching, high-fiving. They're on the same page. You at the net need not be surprised by your partner's serve. In other words, if your partner's going to go wide, you better know ahead of time to maybe slide over to cover that. Because if you're caught unawares and they serve wide, your opponent's going to move in and hit it down your alley. So get on the same page, communicate, act like a catcher in baseball. The catcher, you are the catcher at the net, the server is the pitcher. You tell them, hey, maybe we should go body, maybe we should go tee, maybe we should hit second serve first, maybe I'm going to fake, whatever. And when you start communicating together, the serve actually gets better. One last thing, very, very important when you're serving, as I've told you, don't always go first serve first, maybe go second serve first, vary your delivery, vary your speed, vary your target, but do it ahead of time. So that way, when you go to pull the trigger and serve, your mind's free. Have you all ever heard the term play out of your mind? That's how you play out of your mind. Do all your thinking ahead of time. Then you're relaxed. Look at your target. Good toss. Hit up, follow through, and you'll probably win the point. I hope you learned something today on these two segments. Have a great day. And make sure you hit your second serve in. Thanks. restart now or something?
Sorry?
Oh, you're still filming right now. All right.